Jennie Bradley Roessing was born in Pittsburgh circa 1882. Her father inspired Jennie's suffrage activism by reminding her of the irony that women, criminals, idiots, and the insane are the only groups in America without the franchise. As a result, she spent many years crusading for women's right to vote. Roessing's first encounters with the leaders of Pennsylvania's suffrage movement, who were based in the Philadelphia area, were disappointing. She found that the strategies they used ignored the political interests of legislators, focusing instead on the justice of equal suffrage. Realizing the importance of giving legislators concrete reasons to support women's suffrage, Roessing proposed a strategy which became known as the Pittsburgh Plan. She focused on training both city and rural suffragists to become articulate and persuasive speakers, equally able to lobby legislators, canvass farmers, and rally factory workers. Thanks to her innovative and highly successful plan, Roessing was elected president of the Pennsylvania Women's Suffrage Association. She soon refocused their course towards an ambitious goal: passage of a women's suffrage amendment to Pennsylvania's Constitution by 1915. This would not be easy. The process required that the state legislature pass the resolution in both houses twice in successive sessions. At that point, it would be up for ratification by a majority vote of Pennsylvanians in the following election. Roessing began the daunting quest by lobbying state legislators. She wasn't disheartened by the fact that, when she started, only 9 of the 50 senators supported women's suffrage. Jennie persisted, making daily visits to legislators until she had persuaded an additional 17 senators to support the proposal. Having secured the approval of the state legislature, Roessing and the Pennsylvania Women's Suffrage Association turned their attention to the election ballot and began to campaign for voters' support across Commonwealth. It was time for Phase 2 of the Pittsburgh Plan. Implementing a suffrage campaign throughout Pennsylvania would require significant financial backing. Suffrage leaders organized diverse fundraising efforts from Wilkes-Barre to Pittsburgh. Women across the Commonwealth made sacrifices for the cause, selling their jewelry and organizing unusual efforts like the Suffrage Cookbook, edited by Pittsburgh Mrs. Laura Kleber. Combined, the efforts raised $80,000, equivalent to $2 million in today's dollars. Over half of the total came from Allegheny County. This is a testament to the drive, brilliance, and reach of Pittsburgh suffragists. Thanks to Jennie's leadership, Western Pennsylvania suffragists engaged in particularly astute politicking and fundraising prowess unmatched by other U.S. regions. It's clear why Roessing's Pittsburgh Plan was adopted by suffragists across the U.S. And the nation took notice of Pittsburgh suffragists as seen by coverage in the New York Times. The phenomenal fundraising enabled Roessing to organize and implement a statewide tour featuring the Justice Bell, a replica of the Liberty Bell. The bell's clapper was tied down, rendering it silent. A sign on the truck read, "This bell will ring for the first time on the day that women of Pennsylvania are granted the right to vote." In 1915, Pennsylvania was crisscrossed by little more than dirt paths. Undeterred, Jennie embarked on the 4-month tour, which revealed her innate political skill as she adapted the campaign's message to suit each community. Roessing covered over thousands of miles, taking the Justice Bell through mountainous terrain and muddy country roads. Despite the suffragists' extraordinary efforts, the amendment was defeated by 55,000 votes. Although the suffrage amendment failed in 1915, Roessing remained optimistic and proclaimed that women's suffrage is more alive in Pennsylvania today than it has ever been. National leaders of the suffrage movement, acknowledging her ability and tenacity, elected her an officer of the National American Women's Suffrage Association. Victory came 5 years later when Pennsylvania became the 7th state to ratify the 19th Amendment. It was only when suffragists focused on the practical value of the vote and adopted Jennie Roessing's tactics that they began winning over the support needed to pass the 19th Amendment. Jennie ensured Pittsburgh's crucial role in the struggle for suffrage would become part of our history. Pennsylvania and the nation's suffragists owe a debt of gratitude to Jennie Bradley Roessing.